Hello and welcome to my analysis of the Iroquois stakes at Churchill Downs. It's on Saturday and it's a big field, so I can't take too much time on each horse, but I will focus on my selections. Let's take a look at the field. Number 1 is First Resort. Now I do like his effort in the Saratoga Special. We're going to take a look at it. He set the pace for most of the race, and look at those fractions. 21, 44, 109, and he opened up a little bit in the early part of the stretch. But then Showcase found room when he tipped out to the outside, and Showcase passed him in the stretch, and he lost by 3 1/4 lengths to Showcase, which is fine. Showcase is a nice horse trained by Pletcher. First Resort did hold on for second, and Smokin' Wicked, the third place horse, he ran well in the Hopeful Stakes. He just got tired at the end, just like First Resort got tired in the Saratoga Special. And I do like the breeding on this horse. I don't think 1 mile will be a problem. The trainer does not win in graded stakes races often. In his last 31 attempts, he did not win a single one of them, but I do think that First Resort could hit the board. He will show speed from the rail, and I think that the rail is a good spot to be at Churchill Downs. First Resort could make the trifecta or superfecta more lively. Number 2 is Giocoso. He doesn't have any dirt wins. He broke his maiden on turf recently at Ellis Park by 6 1/4 lengths. But in his lone dirt attempt, he lost by 13 lengths back in June at Churchill Downs. It was only his debut, and I could forgive a bad career debut. I just don't know what to expect, though, when he returns on dirt this week, and I'm willing to pass on him. Number 3 is Jack's Time. He broke his maiden by 10 lengths on dirt at Prairie Meadows. But again, it was at Prairie Meadows, and the competition over there is weaker. I'm willing to pass on him this time, and if he surprises me, he surprises me. I can't trust him right now. Number 4 is Authentic Strike. He cost a lot of money. He cost $450K this year back in March. But his maiden win is nothing special. It came on August 12th at Ellis Park. He only won by a neck. He didn't get a high-speed figure on breeze, only an 81. And I just think he has more developing to do. Number 5 is Owen Almighty. I like the way he won the Ellis Park Juvenile. He won by 4 3/4 of a length. He opened up nicely in the stretch. He showed nice tactical speed. The final time of 124 compares favorably to the other 2-year-old races on the card. However, he is the favorite 5-2 on the morning line. And I don't think I would like him at 5-2 if he was really the favorite. But I will use him in my exotics. He's a contender, but he's not for me on top. Number 6 is Strumman. You can eliminate the turf race from his record. He turned in a bad race on that day, and he probably didn't like the surface. Otherwise, he's been finishing first or second on dirt, and won third place finish. He broke his maiden at Ellis Park on August 26th. Still, I question how fast he is. He only beat Morlock by 2 3/4 of a length, and Morlock had finished about 5 lengths behind another contender in this race, Magnitude, in a previous race, and I just don't know how fast Morlock is. I would suspect that Strumman is not fast enough to compete in this race. He could surprise me. I am not going to use him though. Number 7 is Sandman. Now he broke his maiden at Saratoga on August 10th, so that's nice to see. Instead of Ellis Park, he comes from Saratoga, which is generally a higher class. He broke his maiden by 1 3/4 of a length over Innovator, who did not run well in the Hopeful Stakes at the end of the meet. However, I still like the way Sandman won the race. If you get a chance to watch that August 10 race, Sandman does not need a lot of urging, and it looks like he can run farther. Most Sons of Tapit run farther than 7 furlongs. This race is only 1 mile. He'll be right there, up close to the leaders, around 3rd or 4th, and he will get first strike if the leaders get tired. Sandman will definitely be on my tickets. Number 8 is Magnitude. He broke his maiden at Ellis Park on July 20 by 5 3/4 of a length over Morlock, who we talked about earlier. Magnitude cost quite a bit of money as well, $450K. He's a son of Not This Time, trained by Steve Asmussen. Winchell Thoroughbreds owns him, so the connections are familiar. I might use him in my exotics. I'm not going to use him on top, but he might be in my exotics 2nd or 3rd. We'll see. Number 9 is Firmus. He broke his maiden at Ellis Park too, on August 24. He only won by 1 1/4 of a length, and only earned a 79 speed rating on breeze. He could improve though. I have no reason to think he couldn't. He's the son of Curlin, out of a Malibu Moon mare named Farrell, who sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard that name. However, I can't fit them all, and his speed rating of 79 is well below the top horses in this race, so I have to cut him off. I understand if people use him though. He's 20 to 1 on the morning line, so he will offer value, but I can't fit them all. Number 10 is Jonathan's Way. He broke his maiden at Saratoga on August 17 by 4 and 1/4 of a leg, and we're going to watch that race. I like the way he made his move on the far turn, and you could tell on the far turn that he was going to be a big threat in the stretch, and he absolutely swallowed them in the stretch, and he pulled clear powerfully. If you watch the race, it makes a great visual impression. He makes a great visual impression, and he pulls clear of the stretch easily. Even though Joel Rosario is hitting him left-handed, I don't think he was hitting him because he needed an urging to pull clear. I think he was hitting him to keep him straight because he was kind of lugging in a little bit. He was a bit green in the stretch, and I think Rosario was just trying to keep him in a straight line. Otherwise, it was a great win from a visual standpoint, and he did earn an 89 on Breeze, so he's right up there. And I think a one-turn mile should be okay. I do have some reservations about his pedigree. Vilcoma out of an Indian Charlie mare. It's a pedigree that tells me he might be better off sprinting or running in elongated sprints like 7 furlongs, but I think a one-turn mile should be okay, especially against this field. And I will pick him to win on top at 9 to 2. Will he be 9 to 2 by the time it's post time? I think if he's 3 to 1 or higher, that might be okay. If he goes below 3 to 1, then maybe that's not fair. Number 11 is Macero. He broke his maiden at Ellis Park on July 29 by 1 3/4 of a length. The margin might be deceiving because he did have a bad start, and he did have to come from a closer position, and maybe he's really a stalker, maybe he's really a front runner. We don't know because he had a bad start. But I don't trust Dale Romans from a betting standpoint. I never have any luck when I pick his horses, and he could run well. It's a mystery. I think that you just have to take a guess if you're going to bet him. He's 15 to 1 on the morning line, so he will offer some value. Again, I can't pick them all, and his 79 speed figure on Breeze is below these other horses, so I will pass. Number 12, Politically Correct. He was second by 4 3/4 of a length behind Owen Almighty in the Ellis Park Juvenile, and maybe that's all you need to know. I mean, if he can't compete with Owen Almighty, who might not even be the best horse in this race, then how is he going to win the Iroquois Stakes? He does break from the outside, so he will be the outside speed, but I don't like him in this race, and I will pass on this horse. So, that's my analysis of each horse in the Iroquois Stakes. Let's go to my final selections. Jonathan's Way is my pick on top for the Iroquois Stakes, and I did say 4 horses could be my exotics. First Resort, Magnitude, Owen Almighty, and even Sandman. But if I'm just doing an exacta wheel, that might be a lot of horses to put 4 horses in the second slot. 4 horses is fine for the trifecta though. I'll have to think about it. But Jonathan's Way is definitely my pick on top, and I just think he made a great impression in that Saratoga race, and he's going to continue to make a great impression in races to come, including this week at Churchill Downs. So have a good weekend, good luck with your selections, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.